Hello, everybody. Tis I. I want to talk about restraining orders when it comes to domestic violence. And if you've watched my channel previously, I've talked about when I was assaulted in the military. I did not tell. Reached out to the man who raped me 20 years after the fact. He ended up filing a notice of harassment against me, so I was the plaintiff in court against my or sorry, I was the defendant in court against the man who raped me, and fortunately that was thrown out. But anyways, I want to talk about something very poignant, and I'm hoping one day that the girl I'm referring to will appear on my channel with me and talk about her experience. Long story short, I have an extra daughter who is a wonderful girl, very bright. She just comes from a really great family. Great dad, great mom. She has a brother and sister-in-law and a niece. She still lives at home because she is finishing up her education. She is going to be a teacher. So, bright young woman. I'm just so happy she's in my life. Recently, she reached out and she said, "Do I how do I find a lawyer to get a restraining order?" And I said, "What do you need a lawyer for and what's going on?" And she finally admitted to me that within the past couple of years, she was friends with a guy. They dated for a year. She broke things off earlier this year. And after that, started a pattern of violence. He did not ever put his hands on her. He threatened to kill himself and to kill her. He threatened to rape her. He threatened to kill her family. And she finally said enough is enough and filed a restraining order against him. And she was granted a temporary. And so I looked at all of the text messages for the first time. And he talked about her spick mom, go back to Mexico. I, I've I thought not only is it harassment, but it's also racial discrimination as well. I never knew she was going through this, and I understand why women don't talk because it's shameful and it's embarrassing, and a lot of times we just think, well, we broke up and it's just the way it is. But anyways, um, we went to court, appeared in court for the first time 2 weeks ago, and he had not been served, but somehow knew there was a court case. He showed up with a lawyer. They granted a 2-week injunction where they push it back 2 weeks so he and his lawyer can prepare. The lawyer got a hold of all of the texts, the vile text messages. And so my friend didn't have representation. The lawyer kept reaching out to this nice young girl saying, "Well, would you settle if XYZ?" And my friend made stipulations. He needs to go to counseling. He needs to be on medication. He needs this. He needs that. He needs to write a letter of apology. There's many things I need in order to just get. She was just throwing things out there. So today was court. He showed up with his lawyer. They agreed. The judge asked my friend a series of questions. Do you think you'll see him again? And if you run into each other at a sporting event, it's just coincidence. Do you think a year would be long enough? And she didn't have, like I said, she didn't have a lawyer next to her. She was by herself on the stand. And then his lawyer said, "We'll agree to the restraining order if it's a year." And he was granted, my friend was granted a 1-year restraining order. And she wasn't asked, "How do you feel? How has this affected your life?" Um, my friend said, "Judge, have you read all of the text messages?" And he said, "Yes, I've read everything. A year is sufficient." And then he said, "You're dismissed." And basically dismissed her from the courtroom as if she meant nothing and he was throwing her in the trash. I am so highly disgusted. I don't even know what to say, but I'm just letting you know a 1 year restraining order when this is his second, 2 a 2. What does it take when a guy threatens to rape a woman, murder her family, and says racially motivated things against her wonderful family? Dad just retired after a long term. Mom had cancer. I mean, this guy that she dated was just vile. So, ladies, don't wait. The minute a guy acts out and threatens you, take it immediately. Get everything. Make sure you have all of your documentation. Save all of your text messages. No, let people know I blocked you and that you said no more contact. And if they keep contacting you, you need to call and file. Don't wait. I'm in shock. My poor friend cried, and I'm hoping one day she will come on here and talk about it because it's the most disgusting thing, as usual. And I'm not even surprised. So, anyways, that's all I've got, and I'll be back.